Hi everybody, I'm glad you could join us. Welcome to this week's House of Bread video log. We've got some exciting news and some upcoming events and news of the past week of what's been going on.
Thank you, Joe.
William Morris joining us on the sofa as ever. Quiet one today, just you and me.
Just you and I, yes. It's quality, not quantity, Joe. I always like to think.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But also Lisa is working on a massive mailing out at the moment, so she chose to spend some time doing that with Jan.
So when it comes through your door, it's not junk mail?
No, it's working with Snack in a Box, one of our partners, which is our theme, actually. Our theme for the
Partnership.
week.
Partnership. We do have Jack sitting in the back giggling as usual, so technically he's here.
He is here.
Tell us about working with young people.
Okay, very exciting. We were approached by Pertemps. We've worked with them in the past. They basically have a contract with the DWP, which is the basically the Department of Works and Pensions, and they work with young people primarily in that transition period between finishing college and getting onto the work ladder, and particularly with youngsters whose aspiration perhaps isn't in that direction. And we were very excited. We met with Heidi up at the garden, I think on Tuesday, with Matt Long.
Are Pertemps based in Stone, or
they're based across the United Kingdom. They have a head office, or a regional office I should say, at Eastgate Street, just down the road from
Stafford then?
Yeah, from the vast hub.
Shows what I know.
So yeah, and basically they work with young people, and they're looking for projects where folk can gain work experience, gain perhaps a little bit of direction in their lives, a little bit of additional CV content in a proactive and doing way, and also working with a local community charity-based organisations such as House of Bread, and so we tick a lot of those boxes. But for us, it's about some work that we need desperately doing in the garden, which is fantastic. I know Matt's going to come back to the sofa in a couple of weeks' time just to update people on that.
Youth offending.
Yeah.
Taking it to the next level. Yeah, working with young offenders.
Yeah. Well, that's my friend Lindsay. I've always been.
Lindsay's a young offender.
No, she runs the youth offending team based in Anson House in Stafford, and I've been a community panel member for youth probation for about 3 or 4 years, which is a very, very rewarding and interesting work. And it's working with young folk who, for one reason or another, have been to court and they've been given hours and ways of paying back into the community. So it's under the concept of restorative justice. Google it, it's really interesting. And part of that work is that they need to spend time doing productive and supportive things, a little bit like our Pertemps, but these are folk who are really coming from a hole in the ground because they've mingling with the justice system at an age where actually they should be at school or college. So again, working with those guys, and this is quite intensive, this will be one-to-one. They're going to come and work in the garden, they're going to come and develop new skills, new personal interaction with folk, good male and female role models so they understand how life could and potentially the awesomeness of what life can offer folk. So they're going to come and be a resource and work with us and then just be part of our whole experience. So I'm really excited because it's something I'm passionate about in terms of working with young people, and particularly folk who's through no fault of their own, not always, but sometimes I get caught up in the justice system, and we want to turn them round, because by the time it gets to 18, you're an adult and life is very, very difficult.
Nova training. Yeah,
we're still working with Nova training. Nova work with a category called NEETs, that is not in education or training.
Are Nova based in Stone?
They are based in Stafford, but they may have a branch in Stone. I don't know, maybe you do.
I don't know.
But they're based in Stafford, and again they sort of fall into this category where they're working with young people who for one reason or another have managed to get through the entire early years of their life with pretty much no education, and that's because they've been excluded and there's not provision to support excluded children. They're just banished pretty much. There are exceptions, so we've got plans to work with them. So you can see where our focus is. It's definitely working with young people, and it's trying to get in at an early age and an early point in their lives that they won't perhaps be some of our older friends that we're working with at House of Bread. So we're very much about early intervention, trying to sort people's lives out in a productive and caring way, in a holistic way. So it's not just addressing educational needs, it's addressing their spiritual needs as well, which is amazing. Really exciting.
Great. Okay, wow, there's loads to get through today, but it's all interesting stuff.
Yeah,
no,
I just thought we'd pick on partnership because when I was working it all, I thought, we're working with so many people, so
Yeah.
many wonderful people who are doing great stuff. So yeah,
I
that's
don't
good.
want to. There's so many good things to be said. Asda, food donation and bag packs.
Yeah, I just really wanted
Shall I lump that in with Tesco?
You
No,
can,
maybe not.
yes. Other supermarkets are available, but
Yes.
I'll be honest, Asda and Tesco have been fantastic, and that's Dan Roberts and Debbie Green. And again, that partnership, we've been working with them for the last couple of years, and both of them have really been supportive. So they've provided us with ways of engaging with their customer base. So you've got food collection bins in both stores, which are constantly full. So thank you, Mick Bolt, for emptying those on a regular basis. And it's
Constantly being filled.
constantly being filled with food.
Them constantly being full suggests that we don't need to put any more in, but we do.
Well, we do,
Filled and
yes.
emptied, filled and
Yes, what I should
emptied.
have said was we're blessed that they should be constantly filled.
So vast volunteering opportunities.
Yeah, we were approached by VAST, which are the local voluntary coordinating sort of hub, I guess, based at 17 Eastgate Street. And we've been working with them on and off, but they've got a new guy called Craig who got very into what we're doing, working on a big project with, I think, about 120 volunteers from a local business who are going to come and donate 5 or 6 hours to working with us, which is fantastic. But they're very keen on seeing if they could provide volunteers for other project work that we're working with. So I know Lisa and Craig met last week. And again, it was just a way we thought, well, actually, yeah, as a partnership, we offer an awful lot more than just simply volunteering. There's a real opportunity of learning new skills and engaging in a different group of people in a different way. So, yeah, we've been wanting to work with VAST for some time, but because we've been so busy, I've not really had a chance to focus. So now we're going to focus.
Excellent. Script, we've been hearing about Script for the past few weeks.
Very quickly,
Yeah.
got a spare coins, shove it in the bin. You'll see them at all the Hob events. I gather the coin collecting is going well for the Guinness Book of Records attempt.
Amazing. World record
so-
attempt. How long does it have to be?
It's 4.5 million
Million
coins, which is
coins, wow.
25 tonnes, and that's 50 miles of coins end to end. So thank you everybody down at Script, Sarah.
Let's
Steve.
try and make them all £1 or £2 coins.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of foreign coins, but that doesn't matter. It's any coin.
Any coin, even
will
foreign
do.
coins.
Yeah.
All the change you've come back from
Yeah.
Spain with, just bung it
Yeah.
in there. Oh, great.
Other
That's good,
countries
isn't it?
are.
Other countries are available. Other currencies
Yeah.
are available.
Yeah.
Dear, this is silly. Right, Matalan Stafford.
Yeah, thank you, Matalan. We've got a meeting with them
Possible
next
partnership.
Tuesday. Yeah, this Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Mick and I are going down there. Mick basically went
That's
in,
tomorrow.
had a chat, all day apparently. So we're going to see them. And like our friends, I think we've got Mothercare down there as well, Mothercare in Stafford
Yeah,
and the NatWest. These are corporates who are interested in what we do and I want to get involved in a number of different ways. So they want to get their staff involved, which is fantastic as a resource. They want to make their customers aware of what they do and they're linking in with us. So it's very exciting. So it's sort of very much what I used to do in previous life, but it's picking up on corporate social responsibility within corporate business. And it's them having an opportunity for their staff to embrace the work that we do, set up collection points, understand what we do in a very practical way, and maybe to give them some opportunity to think perhaps differently about the society that they're working in.
You're going to have to keep us posted about
I'm
what
very
goes on with
excited.
that there,
Yeah.
raising awareness within the
Yeah.
staff, more income streams hopefully.
Indeed.
Brilliant, which leads to more opportunities to benefit the community and so on and so
Yeah.
forth. Like a snowball,
It's almost like a
tumbling
plan now,
down.
isn't
It's
it?
almost as if somebody had figured this out
What
in
is that?
advance. What could it be? Others TBC.
Costa Coffee have got one of our new collection tins. I haven't got one because they're all going
good.
out. I
The
think
orange
we've got about-
ones?
Yeah, there's 23 orange ones out there now.
Wow.
So Costa Coffee on the Queensway Retail Park. Thank you guys, because you're the first coffee shop that we managed to get a collection tin into. We had one in
Thanks,
Starbucks,
Costa.
but that was just sort of temporary. This one I think is ongoing and potentially is more. So I'm sorry, Costa, I should have mentioned that because other coffee shops are available. I would commend Costa Coffee for the moment because they are very supportive.
Yes, good. No, Costa Coffee are. They're guys on the Stone High Street are often
Oh, was it?
supportive. Of
You got
community
Stone in
stuff.
there
I got Stone in there. There's definitely a Costa Coffee in Stone. I know that much. It might not be the Costa Coffee
No,
World
I've had coffee there
headquarters,
with you.
but yes, we have. Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, Henry.
Oh.
Half marathon. Thank you,
Yeah.
Henry.
Do you remember last
Did he make
week?
it?
He did. Henry, do you remember last week we said that if you got over £200, I think you were going to be awarded that daffodil that Lisa was wearing? Well, guess what? He's done it.
Has he?
Yeah, so local giving and also the money that came direct to him. And I saw a photograph of him, which we Facebooked and posted yesterday after the marathon. And I have to say, Henry was looking very, very fit and
Was he?
agile. He was looking relaxed.
Is that in the moments before he collapsed?
No, but he was brilliant. So thank you, Henry, because.
So how much has he rose? Do we know?
I don't know the final total, but I think it's in excess of over 200, which means he gets the daffodil. But also that's a personal card, because he didn't think he'd get 50 quid. And I told him I'm sure he'd get 55, but now he's got more than that.
That's brilliant.
And
No,
for
that's
Henry,
great.
that's a real personal achievement.
Yeah.
But also thank you for the support for House of Bread.
Double whammy. Well worth doing, Henry.
Fantastic, Henry.
In
Thank
two
you.
ways. Thank you very much. So yeah, we've done the collection tins. Thank you for Mick and Karen for all your work,
thank you,
getting
Mick and
those out
Karen.
there.
Yeah.
Keep it up. 23 now,
Yeah.
46 next month.
Yeah.
What's 246?
It's the
I'm
collecting
just
of it
doubling
more.
up.
Mick and Karen are going around collecting every
Yeah,
28 days.
That's it.
So, but yeah, genuinely, there's a lot of collection boxes out there, and I think the reason we chose orange because it has got quite a lot of standout.
Yeah,
but genuinely, people have said, you know,
well, it's the team colours, isn't it?
It
as
is
well,
sort
orange.
of.
Well, apart from not on
but
there.
they've been great. Thank you for all the businesses that have taken that opportunity up. We'll be coming to you soon if you haven't already been got by Mick or Karen yet.
So what this all lets us do,
well,
caseworker development.
Yeah, what I wanted to do, Joe, really is we've talked all about the partnership and everything like that, and we thanked everybody for that. But actually, what all of that does, enables us to do, is to develop our relationship with our friends that are coming. And one of the things that we're particularly excited about is how we can develop caseworkers. That's somebody who can come alongside one of our friends on a more permanent basis, and a relationship which can develop. They can have meetings and the follow-ups with their social workers or benefit office or whatever it is. But it's more than just putting the elastoplast on, which is what Wednesdays is all about. And we're really excited because with this funding and with the connections I'm making with folk within the volunteer base that we've got who have skills in this area, we're now working with a number of different people, and we've moved issues on. We've addressed some of their crisis points, and we're now looking to move into the next phase of nurture and development. And I just really wanted to say that that's really where we see House of Bread going. Yes, we can deal with your crisis, that's absolutely fantastic, but actually what we want to do is we want to say to you, okay, we need to try and move things around. We need to focus your life in this sort of direction so that you don't feel that weakness to go towards the easy option, the alcohol, the drugs, the inappropriate lifestyle, whatever it is. And it takes time, it takes a huge amount of commitment, and we've got a number of folk who are doing that, and it's really exciting. So that's the sort of the sharp end of what we do. All the other stuff, which is fantastic, goes towards this, and that's why I brought the prayer boxes. So again, these are used weekly, and it's lovely on Fridays, Tuesdays, when we sit there and we open up the box and we just share what's in there. And a lot of our friends have been writing little prayers on there.
And it's recently emptied, which I guess is a good sign.
Thanks to Mrs. Morris, you get a little slip like this, basically, and you can write a little prayer on that, put it in the box, and then each fortnight, and in fact I think there'll be one coming out over the next 24 hours, is a list of folk that we're specifically supporting. So if you want to be on our prayer support mailer, it's prayer@hobstafford.co.uk, but we'll send you out a list, probably I think there's about 14 that I wrote this morning. And it's when I sit down and just go through all the people that we're helping, or people who need particular support at the moment, people like Dave, who unfortunately has gone into hospital over the weekend, who need prayer. And this is really focused prayer with particular individuals with issues that I believe with prayer we can overcome. And so along with the caseworkers supporting folk in a very practical way, there's a huge element of the spiritual development of individuals, and perhaps in a couple of weeks' time we can talk about where that's going, because we had some very exciting news over the weekend in terms of funding towards that sort of direction, and it's really where we want to go. So we've talked about addressing people's needs in terms of support, advocacy, and so forth, but now a lot of folk are coming to us and saying, you know, my life's pretty empty in a lot of ways, and I've heard about this thing called faith, and I've heard about this amazing man called Jesus, and I think I'd like to find out a bit more about it. And we've had an amazing amount of response from that.
I think it's wonderful. I mean, in the early days, you know, House of Bread has been an access point, hasn't it? Serving that immediate need, which is still there, it's still fundamental to what we do. You know, people walk in the door and they're hungry, and that offer is there. You know, we can provide for your food, but to give it some depth and enrich that, you know, that long-term strategy of supporting people and helping them develop and live more positive lives. Gosh, that's what it's all about. It's not a whitewash, is it? There's roots. You know, it's deep. It goes down deep. Great. So wrapping up today, I'd like to end with a good story that I heard, Parable of Modern Life. very interesting. Just had that little note of truth to it, which I thought merited sharing it with you. So anyway, I was having a chat with a couple of pastors the other day who were complaining about problem with rats that they were having in their churches. This is common with old buildings, you know, lots of places for the little critters to get in and make their nests, and they can be an absolute nightmare to get out, especially in a country church, which is, you know, basically, you know, battling nature. And this one pastor was saying to the other one, I've tried everything. I started off with the humane traps, it wasn't working. You know, I've put poison down, I've put the traps down. They're canny little blighters. I just cannot get rid of them. The other pastor was saying, it was the same thing for me. I started with the humane traps. I've even had the whole place fumigated. You know, we covered up the chapel and we just gassed the whole place out. And the little so-and-sos are still coming back. So I said to them, well, you know what my pastor did? Because we had a similar problem at my church. I said what he did was he got all the rats and he baptised them all and he made them all members. He's never seen any of them since. With an apology, thank you very much for seeing us. Goodbye.
He is here.
You come and wave and say hello. Go on. Just so everybody knows it's not just us two sitting in a room. Jack, you can come and sit on my knee. Come on. Jack does the editing, and he's our mascot. And if we do something wrong, Jack will tell us.
Yeah, it makes us look good.
It's a microphone in my pocket, in case you're wondering, Jack.
That's an outtake, boys.